Toboggan course, disc golf vlog. I'm doing some commentary at home. What I'm saying in the car is basically that I want to shoot a 1,000 rated round, which would be a -1 in the first round of D-Glow, so that's kind of what I was thinking. Little did I know that some of the pins are in a different position, so we got some short pin positions and whatnot, so this is kind of irrelevant what I'm saying in the car. Alright guys, we're here at the course. Quick pro tip, if you're playing a casual round, start on hole 3, park by hole 2, end on hole 2. Much better. So we're moving on to hole 3, 915 feet. This is a par 4. Now, I was feeling some wind, and in the past, there's usually a swirling wind, not just one wind, but it turned out to just be a tailwind. I threw my Stable Z MRV. Wrong choice. You want to be throwing a putter off the tee or a backhand shot. You don't really want to end up OB left, though, so you got to be, cautious. I still think putter off the tee is probably the best idea. This hole tempts you to do something else, but I've had the best results with a putter off the tee. So I only had a patent pending. Luckily, I was on kind of a flat ground up there to the right, but now I'm throwing my Elite X MRV for an upshot, and usually this thing flips over, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. I actually ended up pretty short, so I probably didn't throw it hard enough, but it definitely hyzered out. So right now, I have a difficult tester putt for 4. And by the way, I didn't get any warm-up for this round. So, yeah, not the greatest putt. I get mad to throw my mid-range, and that was actually better. It hit the chains. But now we're moving on to hole 4, 580 feet. And I guess the cheat code is to throw a forehand flex shot and try to just get through the trees, throw it low, have it turned over, have something with a lot of glide, a lot of dome that's going to be able to get up in time. But I've always thought the easiest position is to just throw backhand hyzer. I've kind of added backhand into my game, and this shot actually was pretty decent. It was where I wanted to throw it, just too low. Luckily, it bounces off the tree, and I'm in a good spot. I throw my DX Banshee, and this was probably the wrong disc and wrong shot. I think I probably should have thrown it into the hill more, try to just skip up the hill. But anyway, we've got this uphill, probably only 40 feet, but probably plays more like 60 feet because of the elevation. One of the things out here is like, yes, you get to throw down the hills off the tee, but the putting green is also extremely elevated or de-elevated, and you don't really get to practice that stuff too often. So now we're on hole 5, 480 feet, but it doesn't really play that far. I would say it probably plays like 350. And I throw my DX Banshee. It flips a little bit. I didn't throw it hard enough, but with that tree hit, it definitely kills our distance. If it didn't hit that tree, I think I may have been closer to that second tree that's kind of in the right of the frame near me. And that would have gotten us to maybe the circle, if just not outside it. I mean, I think we would have been much better off. But I didn't throw it quite hard enough, and we got a circle 2, and I'm just not quite warmed up, but the putting is online. It was definitely a good throw. So now we're on hole 6, 519 feet. Off the tee, I'm throwing my Luster Whippet, which is extremely, extremely overstable. And for me, it just gets me into basically this spot every single time. Not too crazy, but now we've got kind of like an uphill run-up, which is not going to help me at all. And it actually messes me up here. I throw the disc way too high, and I didn't get it nearly turned over enough. It's probably not the right choice of disc, but it felt like it was the right choice, and luckily I didn't mess up this upshot way, way up the hill. And we just have a tap-in for our par. So right now, we're +1 because of our bogey on hole 3. So now we're on to hole 7, 667 feet, but it is a par 4. And this first shot, you really just need to get to the other side of the hill, and I feel like it's a 380 to 400 foot shot. This left side is way open. In previous years, it used to be covered up with tree branches. I'm pretty sure there was pine trees or bushes. Something was there. I don't exactly remember, but anyway, my upshot is not exactly on the top of the hill, so I couldn't put the tripod behind me. So I put it next to me, and we have a pretty easy shot. Like, it's not too obstructed, so I throw my Banshee that I threw 2 holes ago, and I turn it over, and it looks pretty good, but it's a little bit inside, and luckily I get some tree love, not tree hate. And I think it would have made it all the way there, but this didn't necessarily help us too much. It's better than dropping straight down, but we got this uphill putt. And it's probably like 60 to 70 feet worth of putting. And I was so happy that I made it. It was unexpected. I kind of just threw the disc. It is kind of weird out here because, like, most of the course is just, like, throwing the disc super hard and controlling your angles. When you get to the putting green, it almost feels easy because you're like, okay, let's just get this over with and then get to the next throw. Because it's mostly just throwing. Rather than on courses where you're just, like, you know, you're trying to put in a good spot so you can get a good putt. This is just like, I just want to throw the disc good. So my upshot was really tough, and it looked really good, but you couldn't really see it in the light. It was stalling out. So you may have seen this putt on my channel already, but anyways, we got this long backhand jump putt, and I was so excited. I didn't think I was going to make it. Like, all these have to be first take because, you can see the sun is starting to come down. We just got to get out of here. So this is one of the new holes. It says it plays 563 feet to, I guess, the long pin, but we're playing the short pin position. Someone told me it's only 420 feet, and I completely believe that. I threw my Wraith, which is probably the wrong disc to throw, and I learned later on people throw like buzzes on this hole. So I'm here kind of in the rough. I'm throwing a Whippet Thumber, and that was clearly the wrong disc. I gotta throw something understable, and I couldn't really see where I was at. I was way down the hill, so this was for par, the shot. So I had a really good upshot. We're gonna have a tap and bogey, and we're gonna be back at even par. So I basically have erased my 2 awesome birdies so far, but there's tons of golf left, so no problem. So now we are on hole 10. This is 650 because we're playing to the long pin. This is one I have not played either. So I'm throwing my Excalibur off the tee. It is historically more flippy. This one I kind of just put in my bag recently, but I either didn't throw it hard enough or maybe it was a bit nose up. It didn't seem like it was too bad, but now I got this shot up the hill. I'm throwing a trespass. And I actually lost this trespass after I was done filming, unfortunately. I actually kind of miss it now. But throwing up the hill, I got to throw something that's going to flip a little bit. This was a great shot. Gets stopped by the tree, but it had plenty of power on it. So we've got an easy upshot. And right now we're shooting for 3. So if I made it, it would be a birdie. But we're actually going to get an easy par here. So pretty close. Actually, it almost went in, I guess, for the upshot. But easy par. So now we're on to hole 11, which it says 512 feet. I'm pretty sure that's for the long pin. This is one of the easier holes for sure. There's like that dead tree down there. If you throw at that dead tree, you'll be parked, if not ace running it, if you're throwing a sidearm. But I kind of like eyeballed this from the other hole. I'd never played it before. I thought my shot was way too high, but now we've got a putt for birdie. And I think it would be too high for the long pin. But anyways, pretty good, barely in there. So now this is going to be the last hole of the vlog, which is going to be hole 12. 344 feet, plays more like 500 feet. And I didn't have a terrible shot, but now we have the roll of shame. I mean, this was extreme roll. I didn't really expect that after hitting the branch. But now I've got an upshot, hits the branch, but actually it pushes to a decent spot. And now this will be the last putt of the video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little vlog. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.